What is up, everybody? It's your big bro Mikey coming at you once again today on this cold Sunday. Snow is half melted. Reason why I'm looking at two cameras because we got two of them going on around here. And I'll let my sidekick here do his intro real quick.
How's it going? I'm the CDH Warrior. You know me from my gaming streams, and pretty soon you'll know me from my cooking shows as well as my CDH discussions. But for right now, this is our podcast.
Welcome to the broadcast system with your host, Drew Carey, aka CDH Warrior, and also
I sure say I'm not Drew Carey.
and Pro Mikey Studios. We gotta have fun here, you know what I mean? Yeah. We gotta have fun a little bit, right? But anyway, today's topic is gas prices and why are they going up? Because everybody, if you were watching the news, you should know why. But here in America, we hate it because why? I remember when I could fill up a V8 engine, a 350 V8 engine for $20, full tank. Now it is almost $4 or $5 a gallon. Only because for what's going on across seas, which we will not be discussing because I'm the type of person that does not get into politics.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to have a lot of people spamming me saying, oh, you shouldn't say this or that or the other. But it is what it is. And look at somebody that's staring right at Daddy. But anyway, in other news for this broadcast, whatever you want to call it, I'll let my co-host take over, and he might have some thoughts on some things.
Let's see. To be honest, I don't know where to start with some of what I've seen. This has been an interesting week.
It really has. It really has. And the reason why I took my hat off because it's freaking hot in here. And the only heater that's going now is the one in the front room.
Yeah.
I had the one in the hallway going, but it's because it was like 17 degrees this morning.
There's still ice on things, which actually kind of surprised me this afternoon coming in.
Yep. My porch don't melt quite like the others around here.
Yeah.
But in other news, how's everybody's day going? I hope you're doing good. I hope wherever you're watching this, you're staying safe and warm. Or out laying on the beach somewhere if you're in Florida, California, or wherever. Just chillaxing, watching the waves go in and watch them roll away again and watching the ships cruise and bruise and druise. But work is going okay.
Yeah.
There's some issues there. Then once again, if you want to check us out on our broadcast, just go to Bro Mikey and CDH Warriors broadcast channel, and that's what the name of it's called. If you want to check it out, we already got a intro type video / test video.
I sure say,
and we also got a video up that has to do with the new pancakes that came out.
I sure say, the last one was our taste test video.
I had to do a little test video so I can get the actual whatever up, so it recognizes it. But anyway, behind me, over CDH Warrior's head, is if you see games playing, it says warning, games are in
Video
progress.
game in progress. Oh, yeah.
So if you see any video games being broadcast, everybody knows to...
You have been warned.
Yep.
I actually found it, since we're on the subject of video games, I actually found an interesting one yesterday. I've had this game for a couple of months, but I hadn't pulled it out of the box to play it yet. It was, well, to backtrack a little bit, you've seen us play Assassin's Creed by now. So...
Shit. No. She needs to quit. How is that still ringing on this phone? She needs
Not
to...
sure.
How is that still fucking ringing on this phone? I took the thing off.
It's one... We've been playing Assassin's Creed, but we've also been playing... I've been playing Biomutant recently, which is kind of... How do I put this? It is a survivalist game, but it is also more along the style of what I played normally. Hopefully in the next few weeks I'll have finished Skyward Sword on Legend of Zelda. So I can start some of these other games that I've got set to play. In April I'm going to be trying to play Ori and the Blind Forest, and that's when he and I will be pausing our stream of Assassin's Creed.
Alright, folks, you're people in this one, you're gonna hear me say stuff, I'll repeat it again because someone had to Facebook call me on mine and I thought I did whatever with it, but to catch everybody up on my channel and the broadcast channel, we were talking about gas prices and how they were going up. We were talking about work-related stuff. He just got done talking about certain games that we're about to play, and he's playing by himself because I know my people on my channel prefer me doing other things but gaming. But I will spit out a game every now and then to keep it interesting. But this right here is for broadcasting only.
Yeah.
If you want to check out the broadcast video channel, just go to Bro Mikey Studios and CDH Warrior Broadcasting Channel on YouTube. That's the name of it. And to speed things up, I will be introducing some new things later in the video when we're about done. Well, they're new to me. They've been out for a while.
Yeah.
But that's why I still call certain things new, even though they've been out for a while, because to me they're still new.
Oh, yeah.
But here, this is your big bro Mikey coming at you on this Sunday. It was 17 degrees this morning. We still got snow, ice, and sun shining. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump right back up in it and go from where we left off with him talking about gaming.
I was trying to discern. We were discussing Biomutant, some of the other games I'm planning on playing. Some of them will be downright weird.
Because some of them show wearing a beard.
Well, one of them is a anthropomorphic raccoon.
Yep.
That has been created via
mutated.
radioactive.
Long story
mutated.
short, he's been mutated.
Yeah.
Because of current events that happened in the world that
in the game world, yeah.
In the game world where nuclear bombs were going off. And if you don't seek shelter, you start turning into certain things that mutants turn into. Not zombies like you see on TV.
Yeah. I think the whole zombie trope is rather weird. Because we seem to think of, and I know we're jumping subjects right now.
So, that's what we do best. Because we talk about what's on our mind.
Oh, yeah. Like zombies.
Sometimes.
They're... Actually, we have this idea that only zombies are the undead. But if you think about it, so are vampires.
Yep.
Because they technically were dead at one point, and then resurrected. Or, yeah, alive at one point and then are resurrected.
Sorry, folks.
As my friend is trying to get the plastic off the dots.
Make sure you put a period or a dot at the end of your sentences. Can you believe this is only 100 calories?
Wow.
And this is the bigger box you can get at Five Below or wherever. I forgot where I got this from. But you can play a little game when you're chomping down on some gums.
Yeah.
And Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
You can see it on my channel, but you can't see it on Drew's channel. I forgot one more thing. There's a thing back behind CDH Warrior's head saying if there's a game going on, you are forewarned.
Hey.
I know you can't see it real well on mine, but
hang on. I think we can get it in the shot. Nope, I just ruined that whole thing.
So, as long as you got like a little detail of it, it don't matter. Then just face it back towards us.
Yeah.
Do they look like dots to you? Or do they
do
look
not look like dots.
Or do they look like little spongy things or a little triangle shaped?
Yeah, those aren't dots.
Looks like something that you stick on your thumb that helps you turn the page of a paper.
Yeah.
So if you're into gummies and don't want things sticking to your teeth, even though they're called dots and they're really not, those are the best things to eat. Especially if you have braces.
Yeah.
And I took my hat off because it was hot in here. Because it warmed up a little bit compared to 17.
To what it was this morning.
Compared to 17 degrees this morning.
Great.
And work is going good. We got some issues there about certain events that goes on at work. There's all these new rules and trying to get back to normal after the COVID stuff or Corona, whatever you want to call it, because technically it's still going to be called coronavirus to me, even though everybody's trying to say COVID-19.
Yeah.
I still consider it as Corona because that's what everybody was saying it was at first. And every time when someone was sick, we talk about the Corona. Did you know back in 2019, 2020, the early part of 2020, Did you know that the people who created Corona, the beer, their sales went plummeted down?
Yeah.
Because that's why they had to come up.
Started
because people kept on
assuming it came from Corona beer.
Their beer went down.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to come up with a new name. That's where COVID-19 came in. Because of the beer.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, as my cat drinks all the water up, and you can hear it in the background, and there goes Mufasa, which is Momo for short.
I should say it's the one we call Mo.
He's a pain in my neck. Won't behave himself. Always trying to be mean to his sister, but honestly, they're being mean to each other because she instigates it, and where he gets to the point where he had enough and just finishes it.
Yeah.
In other world news, all we want is just peace in the Middle East and no stress in the Middle West.
Yeah.
But we did not want to go to war. And I know I said I wouldn't talk about it, but that's all I'm going to say about it is Biden didn't want to go to war. He wanted to stay neutral in it.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm going to say about that because I'm not really getting into politics. And the mouth that you just heard was Sammy, the oldest.
Yeah, Sam just went behind his chair and I started scratching the head.
But in other events, besides snow and gas gouges, and if it gets any higher than what it is, I'm either going to carpool with somebody, buy a key and lock for my gas tank, because you know they're going to be siphoning gas.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm going to buy a moped. You can get up to at least 50 mile an hour on them, and you can take them on interstates. This is Sammy, by the way, that I was talking about. The biggest pain in the butt. Thinks he has to be
the center of attention.
Exactly.
Yep.
Who?
And now I have Sammy.
And if you want to see anything on this broadcast channel, let us know down in the comments. Because we're open to suggestions. If you want us to see us play a certain type of game and for fun, no point. For just play for fun. It don't matter who wins or loses.
Oh yeah.
It's just a game for fun. Or try to play guess where this was at, or try to guess where this has come from. Leave it down in the comments section, and on mine it'll be on my channel. This will be on my channel and the broadcast channel. That way both people can get the
yeah.
Because this is part of my actual.
Yeah, it's part of his channel originally.
This is part of my actual channel, but we put our heads together and started thinking maybe we should do a broadcast, talk about random stuff, everyday life stuff.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a few foods there too.
Yeah.
Every now and then, where it shows that we're like our first broadcast, we taste tested.
That was a lot of food reviews to deal with.
We should have broke them up in 2 different sets.
Yeah.
But we did it all in one set. It was about the pancakes.
See, it was pancakes. It was
popcorn, 2 different kinds of popcorn.
Yeah.
And I want to let my partner talk a little bit, my co-host talk a little bit, because I've been talking and not letting him get a word in, because that's just the way I am, because I'm actually talking to my audience.
We're talking to 2 cameras, so
I'm gonna let him talk to his side of the channel, to people that are following him, for a few minutes and all that other good stuff.
Cat. Sammy.
What you doing,
Do you
Garfy?
move?
What's going on, Garfy? Go fill your water bowl up. But without further ado, I'm gonna let my co-host jump into it.
Yeah.
And let him just say a few things, what's on his mind, because I don't want to be the only one rambling on. I'm gonna let him, because that's what this broadcast is about. Both our minds coming together and sharing ideas.
So it's one. Sam.
Just come on.
We're gonna get a cat back in my lap in a minute.
But let's jump up in it.
It's one. Last couple of weeks, I've been discussing trying to get some other series off the ground. I mean, I'm pretty much known for my gaming videos, but originally, if you saw some of the first few cooking videos that I did, that was originally, my channel was supposed to be a variety channel. And it just morphed into a gaming channel because I didn't have all the right parts to do things. So starting in the next 2 weeks, I'll be getting into some cooking videos. I'll be doing some more broadcasts on my channel that are about what I've lived through, about CDH, and trying to raise awareness for that.
But if you want to know what his cooking channel, gonna be called, is the Shirtless Chef.
Yeah.
Don't be alarmed if you.
Don't be alarmed when you see a guy standing there without a shirt.
Because when he does these cooking videos, it's explaining on how he had to grow up and what he can and can't eat and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I go through dietary restrictions that I've lived through. What I have to find. I mean, I live with lactose intolerance. You would be surprised how much hidden lactose is in stuff. Hidden dairy, really.
Nope.
Because it's one.
Even if it's not the main ingredients.
Because it's one. A lot of stuff. A lot of your protein drinks have whey powder in them. And that is a milk derivative. There's a lot of casein and stuff. There's a lot of things that we don't think about that we have to watch to avoid.
And I don't think he wants to do the lactose intolerant medicine. I think he'd rather play it safe, in which I don't blame him. I'd probably do the same thing. But if I was lactose intolerant, I would hate it, because I'm a person who likes his chocolate milk. And if I can have my chocolate milk, even though they make lactate chocolate milk.
I actually found something that's really good, because I recently found
Even though they make lactate.
Is actually real milk.
They also,
straight up.
They also make lactate milk.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't taste the same like actual milk. So I would probably have to take one of those lactate pills or whatever they stores sell. But I am so glad I mean, I feel bad for my co-hosts and everybody that's lactose intolerant because they have to watch others enjoy their favorite dairy products while they have to sit back and just saying, I wish I could, or I wish I could do this, or whatever. But that's why I try to not do that in front of them because it wouldn't be fair
Oh yeah.
to whoever's having the problems.
Oh yeah. You know.
And being a good friend, that's only right. If that's not only being right, that's being respectful for your fellow friends. Because what if the shoe was on the other foot and he started eating stuff that I couldn't? You think that would be fair to me? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't care, but
at
in
the same
reality, it wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
But not to interrupt what he's saying or try and overtake what he's saying because it's his story, so he should be the one telling it.
I'll get a little more into the cooking and dealing with a lot of what I found that works because I found if I try and stay to either a Japanese Asian diet, I do not want to offend anyone if anyone has a problem with me stating that, but I try to stay between that diet and a Mediterranean Greek because neither of those have a lot of dairy, and if they do, it's things like goat and sheep. So it's a little bit less harsh to consume. So that'll be most of what my cooking will be.
I mean, he can eat some processed cheeses or whatever you call it for like on burgers, and it won't affect him. But
there is
I rather him play it safe than suffer the consequences later.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a friend who was, beside years ago, that was lactose intolerant, and it wasn't pretty.
No, it's not.
Because he wouldn't care. He would just do it anyway. But that was his life. You can't really butt heads about it and saying how you know, and he just didn't care. He knew he didn't. He knew it was his life.
Yeah.
And once somebody does what they want to do, especially after a certain age, it's like, okay, man, it's you. It's your life. You do what you want with it.
Definitely. This one. Let's see. What other things do we have upcoming?
I will be
my channel and what I'm doing, but let's talk about yours.
On my upcoming channel, there will be more cooking. And for all my travelers out there who like traveling, and if you can't make it to Tennessee or the part of Tennessee that we live in, just look me up on Bro Mikey Studios.
Yeah.
And because what I do every now and then is I'll take a certain part of the city that we live in, and I'll just drive around the streets, showing the different areas.
Yeah.
I used to do that before COVID hit, or coronavirus, or whatever you want to call it, because once it hit, they told us we couldn't really be out and about.
Yeah.
So I had to put that off. But now since we're trying to get back to normal, and everybody can pretty much do whatever they want now, I'm going to start bringing my traveling back. And if all my people that are on my channel, the last travel place I went to on video, not recorded, but on video, was the was the
Was that the?
was the museum. And if
Was that-
Evan didn't pay for it, if Evan didn't want to paid, I wouldn't have did it because he paid for it.
I should say, was that Alcatraz East?
Yep.
You have to understand, we've got a number of museums just east of us in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area that are interesting to go to.
My next adventure. Now the one I had recorded, but I had to take it down because it was blurry. My last traveling was showing Nashville.
Okay.
I had to take it down because it was blurry. And did you know? Even he'll laugh at this too, and I know both of y'all will. All y'all will. There is a saloon up there called. Dang it, if Evan was here, he would know it. And it was funny. I should have remembered but it's been a month ago.
Yeah, I was thinking it's been a month since you were in Nashville.
There's a saloon up there. Man, it'll come to me. But I showed, and where I was at, you could literally walk to the stadium, the Tennessee Titans Stadium, for at the bar that I was sitting at, and they played live music. It was three stories high. Each floor, I kid you not, had live music. They had the surround sound that to the T, so the people on the first floor wouldn't, on the second floor wouldn't hear the first floor, and the people on the third floor couldn't hear
the second floor.
The people behind under them.
Yeah.
But if I can't think of what the name of the saloon was, I will leave it down in the comment section for those who were curious about it, because soon as this person watches it, he will text me and let me know what that was. Because I swear that was so freaking funny in how what they named it.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't. He'll be texting it the moment it's up.
And you'll be seeing it next time I take a trip up there.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I think it's on his channel. And it's right next to the bar that's purple.
The bar that's purple?
There's a bar that's actually the actual color of the outside of the bar is purple, and it's called Tipsy's.
Okay, I've heard of that one before.
But the one I'm trying to think of is next to it, and it's red, and it's called something Saloon, or Saloon something. But if anybody knows what I'm talking about, if you do know what I'm talking about,
leave it in the comments.
Yeah, because it's called Saloon something or something Saloon. But I will be going up there in the near future after I get some money saved up, because Nashville's hell expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a 2-hour drive. And before anybody calls me or texts me, like my mama, yes, I get help with gas money. And our next adventure is only an hour away. I'd like for him to come, but with his schedule, because I like to have him featured in my traveling channels.
Yeah.
But with his schedule, I don't know, because I try to do it on Tuesdays. So if he ever gets a Tuesday off, hopefully one time he'll go with me at least once, if not twice.
Yeah.
But our next traveling will be in Crossville, Tennessee,
Oh,
to show what you can do up in there. It ain't just a plateau.
west of here. Yeah.
It ain't just a plateau to throw your hoe. It's things up there to do.
A plateau is the highest form of flattery.
Yep. And I don't know. And I don't know if I'm going to do Cleanum's Dome or not, because that's one heck of a walk just to get up to seeing 7 different states. I mean, you can drive halfway up there, then you're basically walking a mile or 2 or whatever.
I was over at Clingman's Dome, I think last year. And yes, you can literally see 7 states.
And they actually have them
mapped
out and which state you're looking at when you're facing that direction.
Yeah.
Because even though it looks like one big forest or whatever, the long part where you hold the handrail has it mapped out and what state is what. It's just, you can see every state on a clear, beautiful day that touches Tennessee, like Georgia, Alabama.
I don't think we can
Texas.
see Mississippi. And second of all, Texas is nowhere close to Tennessee.
You can only see the Carolinas, which is north and south.
North.
And we see West Virginia. You can see Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, and whatever state that's touching around where Memphis, Tennessee's at. That state that starts with
Arkansas?
Yeah. 7 states that touches Tennessee on a clear day.
I remember you're commenting about seeing 7 states. I remember we ended up one day going to the geographic center of Tennessee. There's no obvious marking, it's just a post.
Yep.
Literally, it's a post in the ground that says, "This is the geographic center of Tennessee."
Same way over there in Adam the Woo featured it on one of his videos, where East meets West.
Oh,
The actual state line, and then they decorated it like a garden, because you can literally stand 1 foot. It's like where like how you go up to Canada, you can literally stand 1 foot in Canada and 1 foot in the United States.
Yeah.
It's just like that over west somewhere, where around California, in the Midwest of the states. Where you can literally stand on, I think it's around Arizona.
yeah.
Maybe not Arizona, around Utah.
Yeah.
It's around Utah somewhere, where you can literally stand on the west side of the states and the east side of the states where they
meet, yeah.
Now Sammy's being good because he found the toy that has the
Catnip?
in it. That's like weed to them. But because catnip gets cats high.
Catnip, it is very funny to watch a cat on catnip.
Especially if it's really strong and fresh.
Yeah.
Because I had some strong and fresh catnip, and they were tripping out 20 minutes later. And as a matter of fact, it was him right there. Back when in his younger days.
Him commenting about that made me think of The Secret Life of Pets.
1 and 2, folks. Both 1 and 2, The Secret Life of Pets, where they jam out at the beginning after their owners leave. Remember where the poodle was going like...
Yeah. I think that was 2, where Gidget is discussing with the cat, and the comment is, "Oh, you're purring."
And if you hear that, that's someone being annoying. Because she don't know how to not call. It's a friend. She thinks she has to call me every 20 minutes. I'm about to 86 her. She shouldn't, because texting only is allowed. And folks, that ends it right there on Ma's channel.
It's still going.
It's still going, but you saw that gray bar.
Was that maximum?
Yep.
Okay.
I went.
Okay.
And figure out.
What it actually records?
Yep. And figure out what's actually recorded. Because my camera acts stupid sometimes, even though this is a different type camera. For some reason, it only does 30-minute intervals. That's why I try to download different cameras without a freaking timer on them.
Yeah, that's one. Let's see, we've done upcoming events, current events, gaming news.
We basically did it all in 30 minutes.
Oh, I saw something that was hilarious. I know you're kind of PlayStation loyal, so I don't know how much you saw of any of this. But did you see the debate about...
I mean, I tried getting an Xbox, but I just couldn't figure out the controls. When I played PlayStation, I just like that.
Yeah. The controversy over Horizon.
The game.
Yeah.
The controversy over Horizon. Not to get it confused with Verizon.
Yeah.
Or Horizon. Because people, if you live in Tennessee, we're not talking about... Because our bank recently got changed from First Tennessee to Horizon. First Horizon. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the actual game.
Yeah.
That recently came out.
I thought that was a whole fun controversy because the question was, this character, it's amazing how far graphics have come in, let's say, even 10 years. I was going to say 20, but even in the last 5 to 10.
Graphics got so 3D digital. It's amazing.
Because a lot of the characters actually look human now.
And the graphic cards that they use.
Oh, yeah.
And I almost got a job being a video game tester. Then once I started looking more into it, it's more to the eye than what meets the story. You just don't sit in a granny's couch and play video games all day.
Yeah. There's a lot more to it.
There's a lot more to it than what we see. Because I seen a YouTube video about what PlayStation alone has to go through just to get to do what they want.
Yeah.
Because I think it was either Madden coming out or the last NCAA game that came out. They showed what training they had to go through before they got to play the game. And they had, believe it or not, they literally, the people who own PlayStation or Sony Studios or whatever it's called, They literally had the employees doing the 50-yard dash thing where you go 10 yards, come back, 20 yards, come back, whatever, and so on and so forth. It's like I said, it's a lot more than what. There wouldn't be no way.
Yeah.
It ain't. It ain't. If grass is greener on the other side, It's usually not what it seems.
It's usually a lie.
If it's, or for people who know it this way, if it's too good to be true,
It probably is.
yep. Because it ain't all about just sitting in Granny's couch or an easy chair and playing a game all day until it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Because you got to judge it on the graph. You got 3 or 4 different ways of judging. You got to judge it on the graphics. You got to judge it on how it plays. You got to judge it on how it reacts to how it responds, and something else. I can't think of, there might be 4, but I can't remember what the last one is. Oh, the rating. You got to rate it.
Yeah.
If it's, and I'm not talking about the mature teen or E for everyone. I'm talking about rate it, like give it whatever, how many stars.
Is it a 5-star? Is it a 4.5? Is it? Yeah.
And
Some
will
of
it
the
be
rating systems tend to kill games.
Yep, because most likely, because when people are actually the people who rate the actual game itself, they give it such a low rating. Then I'll not say okay, I'm not gonna play it. But once I do buy it, it turns out to be the best game I ever played.
Oh yeah.
So don't always go by the ratings of what the critics give it, because just like dang it, what's his name? The Rad Brad that I follow.
Yeah.
He played some of the best games that had a low rating. It even featured on his channel.
Yeah.
So don't always judge a book by its cover when it comes to games, because even though the critics give it a bad rep, doesn't always mean that it's gonna be a bad game.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't know. I found one that was interesting, and I think we may wind up doing an entire video on gaming next week.
our next broadcast might be on just video games alone.
Yeah. Because there's a lot to discuss with that. He and I are both avid gamers. And it's one.
I'm a hardcore gamer, but even though I don't put it on my channel, I'm a hardcore gamer. And for all you ladies out there, I'm already spoken for. But for all you ladies out there, if you're getting tired of being cheated on and lied to and stuff, get you a gamer. Because you know exactly where they're going to be at.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about a hardcore gamer. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm just bored because I'm going to play a game. I'm talking about a true hardcore gamer. Because you know exactly where he or she's going to be at. They're going to be in their office playing nothing but games, doing YouTube or whatever they do.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, I don't like being around. Trust me. If you want the most loyalist people, get you a gamer. Because my wife knows where I'm at. If I'm not talking to her, she knows where I'm at. If I'm not at work, or if I'm not going to the store and buying something for dinner, she knows exactly where I'm at.
On the computer.
On the computer. Because I don't have a console yet.
I think the next couple of weeks.
I had a console, but I gave it away.
Yeah. The next couple of weeks, I think we'll want to try and touch on gaming, but it's one. Originally, I'd love to do one that's kind of an old school versus new school. Because I tend to be more of a independent game streamer. I tend to do a lot of more independent games.
See, he's an old school gamer that comes with the little handheld type things.
Oh yeah.
I'm more of an old school gamer that comes with consoles.
Yeah.
And computers.
I mean,
he'll eventually probably expand, but right now he's playing that what do you call it?
Let's just say I'm playing Zelda, and I'm playing Assassin's Creed.
And Assassin's Creed ain't that old, not like Zelda.
Oh yeah. I was looking. Assassin's Creed has been out 2007, I think, was the first game. 2007, 2006 was when the first game came out.
And who? Yep. And the very first Assassin's Creed game that I've played was AC2. Before I played AC1. Technically, if you want to get technical about it, I played the Ezio series all straight through before I even touched
AC1?
AC1.
That's saying a lot.
I played Brotherhood, Revelations, and Assassin's Creed 2 before I even touched Assassin's Creed, the first game that ever came out with Altair. Because it was better. Because that reason why is because technically to get down to the nitty gritty, I couldn't even find Assassin's Creed AC1, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And who remembers Guitar Hero? I
do.
love the Guitar Hero for the PS2. And I was trying to bring that back too.
I think some of next week's we'll get into what was the first console we ever played on. I very well remember mine.
So do I. So do I. And just first, before we close this session out, a little sneak peek of the console that I played. He can say his in our next video, but the very first console that I ever played was Atari.
Mine was more recent.
Because that goes to show right there on how old I am. I just gave away my age. I was in elementary, my dear Watson. Then I went to Nintendo.
And then you went to Sony.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Then I went to Sega Genesis.
Okay.
That had the cartridge and the CD, the compact one where you had the deluxe version where you had the cartridge and the CD built in one.
Was that the one that... I'm not sure if I'm correct on this. Is that the one they called the Mega Drive?
I don't know.
Or was that the following generation that they did that one?
I don't know, but I played some good games on it. There was this fighting game on there where you could where you played as a vampire. It was like what people call Street Fighter, but for Sega.
Okay. I think I know the one you're referencing.
But it had like a vampire on it in it. It had a werewolf. It was like the unlimited. It was like the, what do you call it? The creatures of the night type thing.
Castlevania doesn't sound right.
No, it wasn't Castlevania.
Castlevania is the wrong age for that one.
It most definitely wasn't Castlevania because this was like more towards like Street Fighter type game. Where you got to do the KO.
Yeah.
Then my next after that, I didn't have a console for a while. Then it went to the PS. Then it went to the Xbox One, the
original Xbox.
The original Xbox.
The first generation?
The first generation. I only had that for 6 months. If that long. Then I went to PS1. Then I went to PS2. The last console I stopped at because I couldn't afford them after that was the PS3. I wanted a PS4. Didn't buy one because they were pricey at the time. And now I'm wanting a PS5.
The hardest thing on those is actually finding them. Not so much the money, it's actually finding them.
Not only that, they're $1,000 a console.
Piece. Yeah.
And it ain't right all these people are buying them up and selling them, trying to sell them $800 of profit.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another time when we actually do our gaming broadcast.
Yeah.
So here from your Big Bro Mikey Studios, along with me, with my co-host, CDH Warrior. I love you. Stay safe. And if you like this, remember to give it a thumbs up. Like, subscribe. And if you're new here, stay true around here. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day.